Hello students, welcome to academia. Today I will discuss an important metabolic pathway which is called TCA cycle or tricarboxylic acid cycle. The TCA cycle is also known as citric acid cycle, as one of the component or the product of the cycle is citric acid. According to the name of the scientist, it is also known as Krebs cycle. TCA cycle is the most important metabolic pathway for the energy supply to the body. About 65 to 70% of the ATP is synthesized in the TCA cycle. TCA cycle essentially involves the oxidation of acetyl-CoA to carbon dioxide and water. This cycle utilizes about 2/3 of total oxygen consumed by the body. The site of this cycle is mitochondrial matrix. As we know that mitochondria have their own DNA and ribosome, tRNA, so that they can produce their own enzymes required for the different metabolic pathways. So, in the matrix of mitochondria, the TCA cycle takes place. The TCA cycle is the most important central pathway connecting almost all the individual metabolic pathways. For example, the pathways of carbohydrates, fats, or proteins. The cycle not only supplies energy but also provides many intermediate compounds. It basically involves the combination of a 2-carbon acetyl-CoA with a 4-carbon oxaloacetate to produce a 6-carbon tricarboxylic acid. That's why it is called TCA cycle. Now we see the reaction steps of TCA cycle. In the step 1, there is formation of citrate. Oxaloacetate condenses with acetyl-CoA to form citrate, catalyzed by the enzyme citrate synthase. So this enzyme is very important, which is called citrate synthase in the first step. In the step 2 and 3, citrate is isomerized to isocitrate. Here another enzyme helps, which is called aconitase. This is achieved in a 2-stage reaction of dehydration followed by hydration. Dehydration means the removal of water, whereas hydration means the addition of water. In the next 2 steps, that is step 4 and 5, formation of alpha-ketoglutarate. The enzyme isocitrate dehydrogenase catalyzes the conversion of isocitrate to oxalosuccinate and then to alpha-ketoglutarate. The formation of NADH and the liberation of carbon dioxide occur at this stage. In step 6, the conversion of this alpha-ketoglutarate to succinyl-CoA. It occurs through oxidative decarboxylation. The enzyme which catalyzes this reaction is alpha-ketoglutarate dehydrogenase complex. It is a multi-enzyme complex comprising more than one enzymes. At this stage of TCA cycle, second NADH is produced and second CO2 is liberated. In the step 7, there is formation of succinate. Succinyl-CoA is converted to succinate by the enzyme succinate thiokinase. This reaction is coupled with phosphorylation of GDP to GTP. In the next step, that is step 8, conversion of succinate to fumarate. Succinate is oxidized by succinate dehydrogenase to fumarate. This reaction results in the production of FADH2. In the step 9, formation of malate by enzyme fumarase. The fumarase catalyzes the conversion of fumarate to malate with the addition of water. Step 10 is the conversion of malate to oxaloacetate. Malate is then oxidized to oxaloacetate by enzyme malate dehydrogenase. The third and final synthesis of NADH occurs at this stage. So, in this way, we found the whole cycle of TCA is comprised of 10 steps which ultimately lead to the production of different intermediate products. The enzymes involved in each step are very important. The intermediate products are formed like the NADH formed in the step 4, then again in a step 6, and another NADH formed in the step 10. In the energetics of TCA cycle, we see oxidation of 3 NADH by electron transport chain coupled with oxidative phosphorylation, which result in the synthesis of 9 ATP molecules. Then FADH2, which leads to the formation of 2 ATP molecules. One substrate level phosphorylation occurs. Thus, a total of 12 ATP are produced from one acetyl-CoA. So 9 plus 2 plus 1. The intermediates like 3 NADH, FADH2, which produce ATPs in the electron transport chain. Now, we see the significance of this TCA cycle. Number 1, here the complete oxidation of acetyl-CoA occurs. Next, ATP is generated. The final common oxidative pathway is TCA cycle of any of the products like carbohydrates, fats or proteins. Integration of major metabolic pathways is TCA cycle. Fat is burned on the wick of carbohydrates. Excess carbohydrates are converted as natural fat. no net synthesis of carbohydrates from fat, and the carbon skeleton of amino acids finally enter the TCA cycle.